of the Calon Yarns podcast. My name is Lynn and I'm coming to you from Cardiff in Wales in the UK, and this is a knitting, crochet and fibre-based fortnightly podcast. We follow the usual format of works in progress, finished objects, yarn acquisitions or stash rediscoveries, general blather about bits and bobs that I've been up to, and that's about it really. So if you are a new viewer, welcome, thank you so much for coming along, giving me a try. And if you are a returning viewer, hey, welcome back and thank you. I hope you've had a lovely Christmas, holiday, New Year, break, time away from work, time away from family, time with family, who knows, all of the above. I hope you've had a good time, and we are here now in 2020. Can you believe it? 2020, what is going on? It is the 3rd of January today, I think, but I don't know whether I'll be able to get this uploaded today, but it is a Friday. I've been working this morning, so I thought I'd speak to you this afternoon, because on Sunday I am off to Oslo for work and pleasure, a few days of pleasure and then a couple of days of student recruitment, work at a student fair, like a UCAS fair like we have in this country. Yes, so I will be getting myself sorted for that. I'm very excited. I'm going with my daughter, she's coming with me for a few days. She doesn't start uni until the 13th, so yes, getting everything sorted for that. So anyway, here we are in the new year. Are you okay? Is it all fine? Should we just sit in silence for a few moments just to breathe and agree that it's done? It's all done. In fact, let's take a little cup of tea, I think. Last day for the Christmas cup. The decorations are coming down today. That's it. You know, it gets to that point where you are like, Christmas decorations, be gone, done. The house feels too small. I've got fibre in my mouth. Not that that happens, obviously, in your house. Just stuff everywhere, honestly. This little section here is like a little bit of quiet calm. Behind the camera is absolute chaos. I am not going to show you that. I'm not going to show you what an absolute state my house is in. Oh, it's just too much. But there we are. I thought I'd do this first and then I will plod away and do little bits. Start with a corner, isn't it? Start with a corner and go from there, and hopefully it'll all fall into boxes and place. But we're not talking about housework. This is not a housework podcast. This is a knitting podcast. So, finished object. Well, the one here that you can see, this was a sweater by Yuko Shimizu. I will put in the little details below. I knitted this for my daughter for Christmas, and it was a really, really lovely knit. There is supposed to be, I'll show you a bit closer actually, there's supposed to be more colour work on the sleeves, but I ran out of time, ran out of yarn. But it's sort of an echo of this work on the sleeves, and it is a gorgeous, gorgeous pattern. And these sections here, as you can see, let me just hold it a little bit closer. Oh, do you love the label, by the way? I thought that was very cool. That's from Isolde Teague. I got that at EYF, and on the other side, I don't know if you can even see it, even read it, but I thought that was perfect. So yeah, put that in there. Anyway, it's not about the label. So this section here has got some really long floats, and at times I think it's 4 colours. So I was trying to be a good girl and catch the floats as I went through, but once I stopped doing that, once I thought, you know what, it's not a child's jumper, it's fine, just crack on and go for the long floats, it was absolutely fine. And the long floats are not an issue at all. It's quite neat behind, I will show you in a second, but that was the only fiddly bit really, was along this section here. It's a lovely little cropped sweater. It's got quite balloony sleeves and it fits beautifully. So I'm really, really pleased with that. She's really happy with that, which is the most important thing. It's got quite a nice wide neck, which she really likes. So yay, a hit on that front. So if I just show you, excuse the bang, if I show you the inside, you can see what I mean about those long floats. They're honestly not too bad at all. Like I say, if it was a kid's sweater, you might not want to leave them this long because their fingers can kind of get caught up in there. But it's an Aran weight or a bulky weight, depending what you need for the gauge. I went, what did I do? yeah, I went down a needle size. That's what I did. I'll explain why, I can't remember in a second, but I went down a needle size to get the gauge that I wanted. So it's a really nice fabric. It's a one size knit. But yeah, so that was great. And then she very kindly asked me to test knit her hat along the same pattern line. So that's the Sunburst sweater. And this is her new pattern for the hat. So that is just pretty. It really echoes the same sort of pattern and the same colour. I used that out of some of the ends that I had. I didn't have all of the colours left over because I was working from quite a bit of bits and bobs of stash, as well as some yarn that I bought. I did it in the Yuko Essentials, the Aran weight. But on this one, I did it with 2 strands of Aran together. Use the needle size that she recommends in the hat pattern, but I did 2 strands of the Aran weight that I used for the sweater on this one, and it just makes a lovely warm, snuggly hat. In fact, I think the pattern is actually a bulky pattern. I think that's what she's going to change it to. So yeah, very pleased with that. I shan't put it on because I have just clipped my hair up, but I will put some photos at the end if I get a chance, and I will certainly take some photos of this when we're away in Norway, because it will be very, very useful over there. Yeah, a good old big fat pom-pom, and that is a nice one. So I'll put a link to her Ravelry page below. But how gorgeous is that? I can't wait to see all the different colours that that kind of come out in that on Ravelry and on the old Instagram. So yeah, that's another finished object that I did after Christmas. What else? Oh, what am I wearing? This is an old jumper that I finished quite a while ago, but this is the Nurtured by Caitlin Hunter, I think. I'll put the details below, but yeah, this is also an Aran weight, so really speedy, but a nice little crop top, a nice little textured pattern in the front. I think it's just like a blackberry stitch, but this is really toasty, so I think I will be packing this for next week for certain. It's quite a lot colder over there. It's quite incredible, isn't it? We in the UK, it's kind of mild, a bit gloomy. I was going to do the podcast yesterday, but it was so dark and miserable. Obviously Norway cold, but my goodness, when you see the awful things that are happening to us in Australia with all the bushfires, my heart goes out to people over there at any time of the year. Obviously it's horrific, but at this time of the year, my goodness, just awful. So yes, thinking of you guys over there must be absolutely terrifying. So I am not complaining about the weather here at all. It is fine, it can do what it likes. I have not got to go through the drama that those poor people are going through over there anyway. Yes, so what else? Finished object, that is it. I have been doing some spinning. I learnt to spin late last year, and if I've got some footage, I'll put it in at the end of this one. So I have finished some yarn that I spun and plied myself. I'm just gonna get it now, but excuse me. Yes. So here we have my first attempt at spinning. Hooray, hooray, hooray. So this is a Corriedale, a grey and a white. Obviously I spun them separately. And as you can see from the texture, let me just see if that'll, will it? Yeah, you can see here, there's some really slubby bits, as I think I just hurled the fibre at the spinning wheel with no control whatsoever. I was just, I didn't know what I was, scary, it was going too fast. My legs and my hands couldn't work together. So yeah, that was pretty ropey, but when you ply it together, you can sort of kind of hold it in a little bit, so it is just about holding together. I don't think it will be a very delicate object or garment once I have knitted it up, but I think I'm gonna do a cowl or something. I don't even know what thickness it is. I've got one of those wraps per inch gauges, so I'll have a little go at that and see, although I think some bits are probably 4-ply and some bits are super bulky, so we'll see. But for a first attempt, I am quite pleased with that, not bad at all. So I got my, it's a Kiwi 3, and I got it from the FibreHut just outside Evesham, and went along for a spinning workshop there. I have a little another vlog on this channel if you are interested in learning to spin, but it was really lovely and really lovely to do over the Christmas holidays. Although I say that, where does the time go? It's just remarkable. I know there are 24 hours in the day still, but the Christmas hours seem to just take on a whole new life of their own. An hour can either feel like 4 hours or it can feel like about 2 seconds. It's just ridiculous. I had so many plans of things that I was going to crack on with. Did I get on with any of them? Some, yes, but the blankets did not really come out of hibernation. I will speak to you about those in a second. But honestly, I don't know where the hours go. It's mad. I watched a lot of films, so I had plenty of time, plenty of opportunity. When I was sat watching films on the telly, I was knitting, but still, I don't know. Did you steal some of my Christmas hours? I'm not sure. They seem to go somewhere. And now here we are with a few more days. You probably, like me, are already back in work and it's just disappeared. But there we are. It's a new year, so hey. But this, going back to this, the knitting stuff, that was my first attempt, and I will have a little look through Ravelry and see what I will knit up with it. Probably a cowl, as I say. It's quite squishy, quite soft. I think it'll be all right. Maybe I'll do a cowl for my husband. Yeah, probably. Is it soft enough on my neck? Like, I have like a princess delicate neck, but you know what I mean. Especially when you are the age I am and everything is getting slowly warmer. The thought of having this around my neck for more than 2 seconds makes me a bit tense at the moment. So we'll see. I'm certainly not going to knit that up by the time I go to Norway. So yes, but in order to do this spinning, wondering what I had for Christmas. So I had the usual bits and bobs of smellies, and I had a lovely cup from my children that my daughter bought me when I went to Winchester as a little sneaky secret. Yeah, so I had some really lovely bits and bobs, but when my husband asked me what I would like for Christmas, I said I would like a Lazy Kate and a Niddy Noddy, and I think he was quite disappointed that I gave him the link for FibreHut rather than Ann Summers, because yeah, that's a whole different shop. Will give you as much pleasure, I am sure, but yeah, I think he was rather disappointed. But we'll leave that there, shall we? We won't talk about this. So this is my Niddy Noddy. Not what he expected. Yay, got my Niddy Noddy. So it meant that I was able to skein up the yarn that I had spun, and then this is my the Lazy Kate. So you have your bobbins here, and then when you are twisting your yarns together or plying them together, they just roll off this bit onto the spinning wheel. Look at me, sounding like I'm an absolute expert. No, not at all. But this bit here, can you see? This is the grey yarn that I spun, and it is a lot better than the white, not quite as slubby, so I'm quite pleased with that. And it's hilarious, isn't it? I had 100 grams of each. I've got so much more of this left over because I managed to be able to spin it so much thinner. Yeah, so I might try to kind of have a go at chain plying with that one, but that looks very complicated, so we'll see. But yes, I feel like I can have a little go now at a bit more of the prettier stuff, the more expensive stuff that I bought when I was at the FibreHut in Evesham, because I'm not going to waste it all. I'm not just vomiting it over the spinning wheel as it felt when I was first trying to spin. Yeah, so I'm really pleased with that. I'm very grateful for my gifts, even though they might not have been what my husband originally thought, but we'll leave that right there. What else? So works in progress. Started some socks. Yes, I know. Sock mojo, but then I'm going away, so I'll need something small to take with me. I'm not going to take a cardigan or a shawl or anything when I'm on the plane, so just a little set. Oh wow. Can you see this when you start to go, I think I might like blue. This is like literally the same shade. This is not this yarn at all. This is the yarn I had left over from my, what was it called? Can't remember. Short sleeved. I'll put it below. But yeah, this is the yarn left over from that. So it's a sock yarn, a 4-ply, and I've just got a few bits and bobs of balls like this, so I thought I would see how far I can get and then maybe do different heels and toes if necessary. But yeah, I've just realised how much I like blue, and like not even a different blue, like literally the same blue. Oh well, it will match. My socks will match my jumper, and that will be amazing. So these are ticking along quite nicely. And then, excuse me, my out of my lovely Fringe Supply Company bag. Hooray, I love this bag. It just holds loads. My Flea Cardigan. Less of the groaning, thank you. I can see you all going, oh God, hasn't she finished that yet? No, I haven't. I've tried my best. But I have finished the body. Yay! So this is the Flea Cardigan. I will put the links below. There is an immense amount of fleece stitch, hence why it's taken forever. I love this yoke. I really can't wait to wear this, but it's taking forever. I did sort of make a rod for my own back as well, because I made it a little bit longer, because I know that it's going to be an outer layer. It's very, very rustic. Obviously with the fleece stitch, it is double layered, so it's really toasty and warm. So over here, it's doubtful that I'm going to be wearing a coat over the top. And why does my camera always stop when I talk about the Flea Cardigan? It's like it's really disappointed. Apologies, I'm back. Yeah, so double thickness, really warm, and I'm not a fan of a coat. I don't wear a coat. If I can get away with not wearing a coat, then I do. Not that we need them very often over here, but I think, yeah, I think I'm like a teenage boy in that respect. If I can get out of the house without a coat on, I'm gone, I'm done. Without anybody saying, where's your coat? I don't really like a coat. So therefore I made it a little bit longer, thinking that it's not a cardi length, you know, where it just kind of sits on your belt line or just below your belt line. I think it'll come to my hips, really just below my hips. So it'll keep my bum nice and warm. Not that it needs much warmth, but there we are. There's enough of it for itself. But I have run out of the navy. So clearly those extra bits of me doing a little bit longer has used up quite a bit more than would ordinarily be done, because it was only one skein of the navy in the pattern. And it's lucky, you see, I bought this. This is the Solia. Solia, what is it? Let me check the label. Hillesvåg Solia, oops. Which I got when I was in Norway last January at the same student fair. So I can pop back to the shop, can't I? It's just really good timing. I can pop back, all will be well. I'll get another ball of the navy and I shall be away. I've got enough of everything else, it's just the navy. So, excuse me, I'm very dry. It's all sorting out of stuff. This room is very dusty now. Yeah, so I will get another ball of that while I'm over there, or skein of that, and I'll be able to get to the sleeves, work through Sleeve Island. And I sort of thought, I had a big hope that I might have this finished by the time I went to Norway in January. No, not going to happen, which is fine. It's not a competition. But I go again in February to another student fair, and my friend Carol, who's seen in some of the other podcasts, she's coming along with me. So maybe that gives me about 3 weeks. Maybe I'll have this finished by then, and it'll be a little bit milder over there, so I might get away with wearing this on the outside. That would be cool, and then maybe people will think I'm actually Norwegian. That would be fun. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, so ticking away on that. I can't do the arms because I don't have the yarn, so I will grab that while I'm over there. What else is ticking away? I thought I was going to get a chance to do some work on my blankets, my crochet blankets that have been in hibernation for a while. I did one row, I think it's on the back of my chair actually, yes, that's it. This grey row, that was it. I did that last night. Again, stealing hours. Are people stealing hours from me? This is how I feel. So that was an epic fail. But there we are, it's fine. I've got plenty of time, hopefully. It's 2020, so you know, I'll just tick over. When I get to it, it will grow bigger and it will be fine. Who knows? And then what else to tell you yarn fibre wise? I think the last thing is my yarn advent calendar from Miranda Mae, which was an absolute joyous time. All these gorgeous little skeins of yarn, but yeah, they're making me a bit tense because they're so pretty, so they deserve a really lovely project, and at the moment I don't really have the wherewithal to come up with something to do with them. Any suggestions? Greatly received. I know it'll be a scrappy blanket kind of thing, but I feel like I need to get another blanket out of the way. Maybe that's the motivation I need. Maybe this will motivate me to finish this, and then I can start something new. That would be good. It would be good to be strict like that, wouldn't it? So yeah, I can't wait to tuck into these little goodies. It was a wonderful advent calendar, and it was wonderful to see all the different advent calendars coming up on Instagram, all the different naturally dyed ones from Flourish Fibres. They were some beautiful yarn advent calendars. Yeah, loads and loads of Giddy Aunt Yarns did a glorious one. So next year, maybe I'll treat myself to 2. Ooh, who knows? I'll use those up first though. Yes, I hear you, I hear you. Use what you've got and then move forwards. So that's all the kind of yarny stuff really. Yeah, if you are leaving me here, thank you so much for dropping by. You can find me as Calon Yarns on all the social media kind of things. So check me out on Instagram. Excuse me, or on Twitter or Facebook. Please do the whole like and subscribe thing if you like what you see. Yeah, so if you're staying, I'm going to chat about what I'm going to be up to, what my Christmas was like. So if you're going, see you later if you're staying. So yeah, it was nice. It was a quiet Christmas. We had family to us on the Christmas day, but because my husband was in a pantomime, yeah, he was busy. He only had Christmas Day and New Year's Day off, as I know a lot of people do anyway. So haven't seen a great deal of him really, and he finishes on Saturday, and then we fly out on Sunday. And then he'll take my son back to university when we're over there. Then we get back on next Saturday the 13th, I think it is, and he and Molly will go back to university then. I will start work on the Monday, or go back down to work on the Monday. So yeah, we're in the last giddying along to the beginning of, here we go again, whole new term, whole new year. But it's been nice to have a bit of a break and spend some time with the kids whilst they've been home for Christmas. And I hope you've had some time to do the same, really. What's on the cards? Obviously, off to Oslo, but because I'm going back in February with Carol, who is a yarn addict just like me, I'll probably spend more time going around the wool shops, the yarn shops with her, than I will with Molly. So we'll do a little bit of a tour around Oslo, so I'll get some footage and hopefully take you to a few spaces with us. But I won't be doing so much of the woolly shenanigans, more of the coffee and buns shenanigans, which is a nightmare. I know, it's awful, but somebody's got to do it, you know. So yeah, so in February when I go with her, last time I was there I was a bit obsessive. Have you watched that Netflix series, Don't Mess with Cats? So, oh, it's incredible. It's horrific and incredible all in the same time. If you haven't seen it, and you can bear to get through the horrific moments of it, it is fascinating. But last year when I needed to work out where all the yarn shops was, that was like me. I was on Google Maps going through, okay, if I walk to here and then walk to there and then go round here, how long will that take me? And created myself a lovely little wool walk of about 7 or 8 wool shops, I think, which pretty much took in the most of central Oslo. So yeah, I'll be doing that again with Carol in February, so I'll take you along with us. So if you've got any recommendations, if you are from there and you were there and you fancy meeting up for a coffee, that would be lovely. But if you've got any hints of which wool shops to head to, which bits I might have missed, then please let me know, because it's like a whole day event. Walking across the whole city to the wool shops takes the day, and spending time in the shops, of course. But it's quite nice to do without public transport because you're walking through different sections of the city. You wouldn't necessarily see. There's a couple that are in suburban areas, which is really nice. And last time we went, there was a school trip, and there were kids sledging and having barbecues in the park in all the snow, a little nursery school outing. It was absolutely adorable. So it's quite nice to see the inner workings of a city when you're visiting like that, I think. So yeah, I need to retrace my steps and make sure I know where I'm heading next month. But other than that, really, excuse me, that is about it from me. I think I've blathered on for far too long. New Year's resolutions. Do you do those? I think I've realised at my age that there literally is no point. What will I do? I will probably just do much of the same, really. Vegan January, probably will do a little bit of that. I did Vegan May last year. Oh, there's hustle and bustle outside. Okay, yeah, I did Vegan May last year. I don't think it was a thing, but I just decided for May that I was going to go vegan, and that was fine, actually. I was quite surprised. I'm veggie anyway, but I do eat a lot of cheese. And I thought I would really miss cheese, but I didn't. It was the eggs. It was the eggs that got me. I really missed eggs. So once we're back from Norway, I can't not do the buns, can't not do the cinnamon buns. So I might this year take a little bit more time, more days of the week that are vegan than veggie. Probably get back into yoga again a bit more. Work got really busy last year and I kind of fell out of that habit, and actually I really missed it. So it's quite nice not only to kind of be a bit stretchy, but also just to take that time to be quiet and still at moments. Work is really quite busy because obviously you're with students all day, teaching all day. So it's quite nice to have some solitary time. So I think I will be better at trying to get myself to those classes, because I know mental health and mental stability is really important, and that really helps me. But that's probably about it. I used to do the whole, I'm going to lose a stone, or I'm going to exercise every day, or I'm going to... I did do a couple of half marathons. Those New Year's resolutions worked. But ultimately, it's a lot of pressure, isn't it? Too much pressure. So I think just to be kind. There we go. Let's just be kind and knit more. That sounds fair enough to me. And on that note of be kind and knit more, I will say goodbye. I will say hoi bow for now, and see you next time. Take care, guys. See you soon.